Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a big doctor, good day. My name is Binti. I'm going to start my morphology presentation regarding compare and contrast the similarities and difference between the morphological process of English compounding and blending. So first of all, morphology, it deals with the formation of words from the basic units known as morpheme. Morpheme also is the smallest block of language or smallest unit of language, and words can be formed or expanded by various morphological processes in a language, and these morphological processes is being defined as a process of changing the forms and function of a word to fit a context. It means to fit a context or sentence. This kind of morphological process can be done. So there's a lot of morphological process in English language. However, the main focus of the presentation today is going to be on compounding and blending. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at the overview of my presentation. I'm going to present two similarities between compounding and blending, and two differences also, compare and contrast between two differences also. So the first similarity will be the application of plural rule, and second will be a forming a new meaning, and the others is the differences. So I'm going to go into a detail right now. So first and foremost, the differences between compounding and blending. So I'm going to compare the compounding and blending through the definition of both of the process. So it differs since compounding typically combine two root words to produce a new word. Meanwhile, the blending is combine any type of word. So any type and root words is the difference between of both process. So we're going to take a look at the example first. So compounding, for example, we compound between the root words of fire and man, and it will become fire man. And then second is over plus charge is going to be overcharged. And then we take a look at the example of blending. So it takes any type of word. So I use this example. First is mini. We're going to blend it together with hotel, and it's going to be motel. So if we take a look at the meaning, mini is an abbreviation words from miniature. This word miniature that defines a small version of something, means that if we blend mini with hotel become motel, means that motel is a small version of hotel. That is how they take any type of word to create blending words. And then the difference is way of forming. Compounding and blending differ from the way of they form their own words. For example, compounding do not change any words, unlike the blending process that shortens one of the words. So if we take a look at the compounding example, we take back plus bone. Back being compound with bone is going to be backbone, and then it don't change any words, back or bone, it just compound and become backbone. And then if we take a look at the blending, how they form the blending words, uh, mini plus hotels is going to be motel, and then this motel words actually is being created by blending it with overlapping and clipping. Overlapping is shortening of the words, and clipping is one part or more is omitted. If you take a look at the mini and hotel, both of the words is being, there's a part that's being shortened, then there's a part is being clipped. So that is how blending is being formed. So it differ both of the process. And then we're going to take a look at the similarities between compoundings and blending. So the similarities is first between the application of plural rule. So both process typically follow the regular rule by adding the plural as inflation to the last element. For example, if single, we want to say that there's one railway only, so we're going to say we're going to compound with way, it's going to be railway. And then if you want to say there's a lot of railway, so we're going to compound it just like just now, rail plus way plus s plus plural s, so railways. That's it. And then blending, the same thing happen. We want to say there's one emoticon, so emotes plus icon blend together, going to be emoticon, one emoticon only. And then we want to say that there's a lot of emoticons, so emotes plus icon plus plural as emoticons. Very simple process and simple application of plural rules, and then both of the process they form a new meaning. Uh, uh, for example, if we look at compound, I use the example of good and buy. So good is a positive, a high standard of something. Meanwhile, buy is an exclamation words. And then if we compound both of the words, which is good and buy, so being goodbye is going to form a new meaning. Goodbye is being used to express a good wishes when parting or at the end of conversation. So it's became a new expression of saying good wishes. So and then this is for compounding. If we take a look at the blending, the same thing also happen. I take example of brunch, which is the blending of breakfast and lunch. So breakfast is a meal eaten in the morning, and then lunch is a meal eaten in the middle of the day. So both of the words actually differs in terms of when it was being eaten, the time duration. If and when we blend it together, breakfast and lunch became brunch, and then this brunch meaning is a late morning meals eaten instead of breakfast and lunch. So it become a new meaning if we combine it together. So that is for the similarities of both process, it form a new meaning. And then from the presentation, we are aware of the concept of words in English and how the new words are being formed through morphological process, because I say in introduction that words is have the possibility of being expanded through this process. So that is how it's happened, and then it shows that the flexibility of morphemes has created a variety of interesting words in the English language, and then it also proved that morphology expand the creativity of language uses, as we can understand the process of forming a new words from the smallest units of language known as morpheme. So as a whole, a deep understanding of the morphological processes will enrich the vocabulary of learners and enable them to distinguish the features of each process. So that is all for me. Thank you.